Yes. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. Just wait 1 minute. I will share the screen. Yes. Yes. What we have discussed in previous lectures, we have discussed the voltage source inverter fed, synchronous motor drive, and current source inverter fed, synchronous motor drives. Is it right? Okay. So today we are going to see basic principles of brushless DC motors. Okay, basic principles of brushless DC motor. Okay, by using high energy permanent magnets as a field excitation mechanism, a permanent magnet motor drive can be potentially designed with a high power density, high speed, and high operation efficiency. So means what we can say here, instead of the rotor winding, instead of the rotor winding, we are using the permanent magnets. Instead of the rotor winding, we are using the permanent magnets. Okay, and these permanent magnets can be used as a field excitation mechanism. These permanent magnets can be used as a permanent field excitation mechanism. Okay, so these permanent magnets are placed in the rotor circuit. These permanent magnets can be placed in the rotor circuit. So by replacing the rotor winding, by replacing the rotor winding by the permanent magnets, so what we can say, we can achieve the high speed. Okay, and the efficiency of the motors also can be increased because there is losses are going to be decreased. If the losses are decreased, obviously the efficiency will be increased. At the same time, the power density is also high compared with the other mechanism. Okay, these prominent advantages are quite attractive to the application on electric and hybrid electric vehicles. So due to the advantages of this brushless DC motor, due to the advantages of brushless DC motor, so this brushless DC motor is quietly attractive for the transportation systems. Transportation system is nothing but we can use this brushless DC motor in the electric vehicle or hybrid electric vehicle and so on, etc. Okay, so a brushless DC motor drive consisting of mainly of the brushless DC machine, okay, DSP based controller and power electronic based power converter. Okay, so means what we can say here. This brushless DC motor having the components like DSP controller, DSP controllers, okay, motor, DC machine, and power electronic converter. Okay, these are the main parts of the brushless DC motors. So, as well as it is also consisting of position sensors. Also, it is consisting of position sensors. Okay, that is also can be called as Hall sensors. Also can be called as Hall sensors H1, H2, H3, and so on, etc. Okay, the rotor position information is fed to the DSP based controller. The position rotor position information is fed to the DSP based controller, which in turn supplies gating signal to the power converter by turning on and turning off the proper stator pole windings of the machine. In this way, the torque and speed of the machines are controlled. So here what we can say here, why we are using the Hall sensors or position sensors. These sensors will be placed on the rotor. Okay, these sensors will be mounted on the rotor, and this sensor will be identify the position of the rotor circuit. These sensors continuously identified or monitored the position of the rotor circuit. Okay, and then this sensor will give the information to the BSD, so DSP based controller. These sensors will give the rotor position information to the DSP controller. Okay, this DSP controller, DSP means digital signal processing based controller, will give the signal, will generate the commands to operate the power electronic converter accordingly. Okay, let's see the operation of the brushless DC motor. We can see here. These are the main components of the, these are the simple basic block diagram of the brushless DC motor. Okay, so screen is visible. Anyone? Screen is visible. What is this? Anyone? What is this? This is the DSP controller, and this is the power electronic converter. This is the DSP controller, and this is the power electronic converter. Okay, this is the stator circuit. Okay, this is the stator coils. This is the stator winding, coil 1, coil 2, and coil 3. This is the stator winding, and this is the rotor circuit. This is the rotor circuit. Okay, so in rotor circuit, we are using the permanent magnets. In rotor circuit, we are using the permanent magnets. Clear? And also we are mounting the Hall sensors, that is the position sensors. Okay, these sensor will be mounted in the surface of the rotor circuit. Okay, will be mounted on the rotor circuit. So these position sensors or Hall sensor will identify the, okay, will sense the position of the rotor circuit, and this position of the rotor circuit is given, this information is given to the DSP controller. This information is given to the DSP controller. So accordingly, based on the position of the rotor circuit, the DSP controller will give the commands for this power electronic converter. Will generate the commands for the power electronic converter. Means which switch will be turned on, which switch will be turned off. Accordingly, the coil will be excited. Accordingly, the coil will be excited. So let's see the operation of this circuit. You can see here. Also, we can draw this circuit diagram like this. Okay. For example, this is the rotor circuit, or we can say let's see here. This is the stator. So just assume like this. Okay. For example, if a rotor position is like this, just I will give the brief idea about this one, how to operate the brushless DC motor. Okay. For example, this is the north pole and this is the south pole. Okay. And this is the stator windings. This is the stator windings. For example, this is the A phase winding, and this is the B phase, and for example, this is the C phase. Like this. Okay, so now we are taking the converter here. This is the converter. And one more phase like this. Okay, this is the switch one. Okay, just take one more thing here. Three-phase circuit. Okay, so here the power semiconductor switches is drawn look like a switches, simple switches. Okay, these switches may be a thyristors, IGBT, MOSFET, whatever. Okay, so here we are giving the supply. We are giving the supply, DC supply. Clear? Next. So here So we can draw like this. Next is C phase. Clear? Next. Yes, wait, just wait. Screen is visible. Screen is visible, all of you. Okay, A dash, A dash coil. Next B dash coil, and C dash coil. A dash, B dash, C dash. Okay, let's see the connections like this. Let's see the connections. Okay, next A dash, for example, S1, S3, S5, S4, S6, S2, S1, S3, S5, S4, S6, S2. Clear? Next. So if you want to exert the A coil, okay, if you want to exert the A coil, next, so close the switch of S1, close the switch of S1. Next, this is the R phase, A phase. Next, B phase. R, Y, B, R, A, B, C. B phase, C phase. Yes, like this. Next, A dash coil. A dash coil is connected to A dash coil is connected to here. Okay, next B dash coil is connected to, where is the B dash coil? Where is the B dash coil? This one. Where it has to connected? B. Like this. Next, C dash coil. Where should be connected? C dash coil. Here. Okay. And this is the simple circuit diagram, block diagram of the BLDC motor drive. Okay, here we will take the DSP controller. Here we will design the DSP controller. DSP controller. Okay, so here we are giving the signals are coming from the position sensors. These position sensors. Position sensors. Clear? So this DSP controller will generate the signals for the switches. DSP controller will generate the signals for the switches. Clear? So here, so what is the operation? So let us assume, where is the rotor position? Where is the rotor position? Rotor position is like this. South pole of the rotor magnet is in this position, and north pole is in this direction. So if you want to rotate this rotor in this direction, so what we have to do? So we have to give the excitement of the A coil. Okay, we have to give the supply for the coil A or winding A. Clear? Why? Because so here the rotor position is in this position. Okay, the position of the rotor is at this position, and this whatever we are placing the Hall sensors, okay, H1 or okay, these sensors will give the rotor position information to the DSP controller. Okay, these sensors will give the information of the rotor position to the DSP controller, and this DSP controller will generate the signal for the power electronic converter, which circuit should be turned on. For example, if the rotor position at this place, so if you want to rotate this rotor in this direction, so definitely this coil should become a north pole. Definitely this coil should become a north pole. Okay, so this should become a north pole. So in order to make this coil as a north pole, then what we have to do? We have to close the switch one. We have to close the switch one. Whenever the switch one is closed, then what will happen? The current is flowing like this. The current is flowing through the circuit, through the A coil, okay, and it will become a north pole, okay, and then it will become a the current will be exit through this coil, A dash coil. Okay, and in order to flow through this A dash coil, so definitely the coil S2 will be closed. Definitely the coil S2 will be closed. Okay, whenever the S2 is closed, the current is flowing through this circuit. Okay, through this circuit and negative terminal of the supply voltage. Okay, this is the path for flowing the current. Okay, so again I will repeat this point. Let's see here. So this is the current will start from this point. Okay, and the current is flowing through this switch, S1, and the current is flowing through this switch, A coil. Okay, and it will become a north pole. This coil when the A coil is excited, then it will become a north pole. Okay, then it will become a north pole, and the current which is leaving the current which is leaving the winding or coil, that will become a south pole. That will become a south pole. So but here under this current is exists through this point, through this A dash coil, and through this S2 and negative terminal of the supply voltage, negative terminal of the supply voltage. So here, whenever this coil is becoming north pole, then what will happening? This north pole and south pole will be attracted to each other. Okay, this north pole and south pole will be attracted to each other. Whenever this coil is becoming north pole, then the rotor is rotates in this direction. The rotor is rotates in this direction. How the rotor is rotates? Like this. Clear? So the rotor is rotated like this. Now it become a south pole and this become a north pole. Okay, so now the rotor is position is like this. Now the rotor is position like this. Okay, so again this position sensor will identify the rotor position, mean the rotor is at this position. So it will give, this position sensor will give the information to the DSP controller, and this DSP controller should be send the signals in order to make this C coil is excitement, in order to make this C dash coil is a north pole. C dash coil is C dash coil should become excited. So in order to C dash coil should be excited. So which switches we have to close here? In order to make this excitement of the C dash coil and C coil, which coil should be which switches should be closed? This S3 should be closed. Whenever this S3 is closed, okay, means this DSP controller will generate the signals for the S3. Okay, this switch S3 should be closed and the signal is going through this circuit. Okay, through this coil. The current is flowing through this coil and it will become a north pole. Whenever this current is flowing through the C dash coil, okay, whenever the current is flowing through the C dash coil, then it will become a north pole and the current will be exist through the C coil. Okay, in order to flow the current through the C coil, so we should close some switches. Which close switches? Okay, it is connected like this, means the S2 switch should be closed. S2 switch should be closed. Okay, so then the current is coming to the negative terminal of the supply voltage. Now positive terminal of the supply voltage, S3, then where it is going? C dash coil. Okay, and C coil, then it will goes to the S2 and negative terminal of the supply voltage. Now, whenever this coil, C dash coil is becoming north pole, and again it will be attract the south pole. Okay, when this coil is becoming north pole, it will be attracted to like this, and again the rotor is rotating like this. Again the rotor is rotating like this. Clear? Next, now the rotor is moves like this up to this point. Now the rotor is rotates up to this point where okay. Now the rotor is rotate up to like this. Now the rotor position is like this. Clear? This is the rotor position. Okay, this is the south pole and this is the north pole. So in order to rotate this rotor in this direction, now which coil should be excited? This should be de-energized. This coil should be de-energized. Now this coil should be energized. So which coil? B coil. So in order to make this B coil as a north pole, so we have to give the supply to this B pole, B winding or B phase. Okay. So in order to make this B phase as a north pole, so which switches should be closed? Okay, in the rotor in the position of the rotor circuit is like this, and this position is identified by the Hall sensors or position sensors, and this position sensor, Hall sensor, will give the information to the DSP controller. Will give information to the DSP controller. Which information? The position of the rotor circuit. Okay, why this position of the rotor circuit should be given to the DSP controller? Because in order to make the excitement for the other coils, clear? Then only the rotor will be rotates. Otherwise, the rotor will not be rotates. Whenever this rotor position is like this, the Hall sensor will be identified the position of this rotor circuit, and then it will give the information to the DSP controller, and this DSP controller will generate the signal. Okay, in such a way, the B coil and B dash coil should be excited. In such a way, the B coil and B dash coil should be excited. So here, B coil is connected to the S3. Okay, B coil is connected to the S3. So means S3 should be closed. S3 should be closed. Okay. S3 should be closed. Whenever this S3 is closed, then what will happen? The current is flowing through the circuit, through this coil, okay, through the B coil. So it will become a north pole. It will become a north pole, and the current will be exit B dash coil. Okay, in order to flow the current through the B dash coil, so which coil should be excited? Here, this terminal is connected at this point. Means the S4 should be turned on. S4 should be turned on. Now the current is flowing through the S4 switch, and the current is coming to the negative terminal of the supply voltage. The current is coming to the negative terminal of the supply voltage. Clear? So this is the path for flowing the current. Positive terminal of the supply voltage S3. Next S3 to yellow color B phase. Okay, it will become north pole, and the current will be exit through the B dash pole. Sorry, B dash winding or B dash coil, and it will become a south pole. It will become a south pole, and the current is leaves through this coil and through the S4, and it will become a and it will reach the negative terminal of the supply voltage. Okay, whenever this become a north pole and it become a south pole, then what will happen? This south pole of the rotor and the north pole of the stator is attracted together. South pole of the rotor and north pole of the rotor is attracted to together. Okay, it will rotates like this, and it will rotate this north pole of the rotor and south pole of the stator attracted towards, and it will rotates like this. It will rotate like this. Clear? So now the rotor position is now the rotor position is now the rotor position is like this. Okay, this is the north pole and this is the south pole. So again, This is the south pole. Okay, so again the position sensor will be identified the position of the rotor. Again, it will give the information to the rotor circuit, sorry, DSP controller, and this DSP controller will generate the signal in such a way this coil and this coil should be excited. In such a way, this coil and this coil should be excited. Clear? So like this way, the rotor is rotating like this in this direction. Like this way, the rotor is rotating in this direction. Is it clear? Any doubt, please? Any doubt? So what is the purpose of the position sensors here? What is the purpose or what is the function of the position sensor in the brushless DC motors? Anyone? Anyone, please? Arshivardhan, Shraddha, Pooja, Shivani. What is the purpose of the rotor position sensors? Shivani, Shubham. Nobody is giving the answers. Simple, they are listening. Simply listening. No response from the student side. Okay, so this is the operating and principle of the brushless DC motor. So these are the main parts and construction and operating principle of the brushless DC motor. So why it is called as a brushless DC motor drive? Because this brushless DC motor is operated through the power electronic converter. This brushless DC motor is operated through the power electronic converter. That's why the combination of the motor, power electronic converter and source can be called as the drive. The combination of the motor, power electronic converter and source, electrical source is called as the drive. So here which motor is there? BLDC motor. That's why this drive can be called as a brushless DC motor drive. That's why this drive can be called as brushless DC motor drive. Clear? Next. So brushless DC machines can be categorized by the position of the rotor magnet. Okay, the brushless DC motor have been classified into based on the position of the rotor magnets on the rotor circuit, based on the position of the magnets on the rotor circuit. So how we can classify the induction motors depends upon the rotor construction. Okay, it depends upon the rotor construction. The induction motor has been classified into slip ring induction motor and squirrel cage induction motor. So like the same here also, brushless DC motor have been classified into two types based on the placing of the magnets on the rotor circuit. Okay, if the magnets can either be surface mounted or interior mounted. Okay, means whatever we are placing the magnets in the rotor circuit, these magnets can be placed on the surface of the rotor or inside of the rotor. Okay, each permanent magnet is mounted on the surface of the rotor, so it is easy to build, and especially skewed poles are easily magnetized on the surface mounted type, magnetizing cogging torque. So what we can say here, surface mounted type of brushless DC motor and interior magnet brushless DC motors. This brushless DC motor has been classified into two types: surface mounted brushless DC motor and interior mounted brushless DC motor. So surface mounted means if the rotor circuit is like this, okay, the rotor circuit is like this. If the rotor circuit is like this, okay, so if the permanent magnets is placed on the surface of the rotor, Okay, permanent magnet placed on the surface of the rotors, then it is called as a surface mounted brushless DC motor. If these permanent magnets are placed inside the rotor circuit, that is called as inside the rotor circuit, that is called as the interior mounted brushless DC motor. Interior mounted brushless DC motor. So there is a drawback here in the surface mounted brushless DC motor, because this brushless DC motor is mounted on the surface of the pot. In case if the rotor is rotated with a high speed, in case if any rotor is rotated with high speed, then what will happen? There is a chance to fly the magnets. There is a chance to fly the magnets. Clear? So remove होने के chances है. In case if the rotor is rotated with a high speed, so there is a chance to remove the or to fly the magnets. Next, so these are the interior mounted brushless DC motor, because these permanent magnets are placed inside the rotor circuit. That's why this motor is called as the interior mounted permanent magnet rotor or interior mounted brushless DC motor. Okay. It is not as common as the surface mounted type, but it is a good candidate for high speed operations, because here we are mounting the permanent magnets inside the rotor circuit, even though there is no chance. Okay, there is no chance to fly the permanent magnets. To fly means remove होने के chances नहीं है. Okay, there is no chance to remove the permanent magnets, even though in high speed also. Even though in high speed also. Clear? So that's why that is one of the main advantage of this interior mounted brushless DC motor. There is a inductance variations for this type of rotor, because the permanent magnets part is equivalent to the air in the rotor, air in the magnetic circuit calculations. Means what we can say here, whenever we are placing the permanent magnets inside the rotor circuit, then what will happen? There is a chance to vary the inductance of this circuit. There is a chance to vary the inductance of the circuit, because it is also magnet. Whatever the rotor is made up with the iron or cast steel, that is also having some magnetism. So due to this, there is a chance to vary the inductance. There is a chance to vary the inductance. Okay. In case of stator winding, there are two major classes of brushless DC motor drives, both of which can be characterized by the shapes of their respective back EMF waveforms, trapezoidal or sinusoidal. So means based on the stator windings, okay, which EMF is produced by the stator winding. Whenever the current is flowing through the stator winding, the EMF is produced. Okay, based on this EMF waveform, the brushless DC motor has been classified into two types. Okay, trapezoidal and sinusoidal. Trapezoidal brushless DC motor and sinusoidal brushless DC motor. So here you can see. Okay, this is the trapezoidal brushless DC motor. Okay, so whatever we are getting the EMF, this is the trapezoidal. Okay, if the EMF is generated by the stator winding like this, then that motor can be called as a trapezoidal brushless DC motor. If the EMF is generated, if EMF is generated by the stator winding sinusoidal, then this type of brushless DC motor can be called as a sinusoidal brushless DC motor. Okay, sinusoidal brushless DC motor. Okay, so a sinusoidal shaped back EMF brushless DC motor is designed to develop the sinusoidal back EMF waveforms. Okay, it has following ideal characteristics: sinusoidal distribution of magnet flux in the area. Okay, so I will continue this lecture later. Time is over. Just wait, I will take the attendance. Okay. So means sinusoidal shaped back EMF brushless DC motor is designed to develop the sinusoidal back EMF waveforms. It has following ideal characteristics: sinusoidal distribution of magnetic flux in the air gap. Okay, and the sinusoidal current of waveforms also sinusoidal. Whatever we are having the current waveform that are also sinusoidal. Okay, sinusoidal distribution of stator conductors. Clear? The stator conductor is also designed like that in order to produce the sinusoidal EMF and sinusoidal current waveforms. The most fundamental aspect of this sinusoidal shape back EMF motor that the back EMF generated in each phase winding by the rotation of magnet should be a sinusoidal wave function or rotor angle. The drive operation of the sinusoidal shape back EMF brushless DC motor is similar to the AC synchronous motor. Okay, it has the rotating stator MMF electromotive force wave like a synchronous motor, and therefore can be analyzed with the phasor diagram. So I will give the advantages of this brushless DC motor later.